I don't know. I would like an apology from, I don't know, like TSN or something.
Well, he went for the lowest hanging fruit that there is, and you know, accuses me of PD stuff.
Isn't that a weird as fuck? Like anyone that says that, when there's a whole net, like people that were into that, were on a team. So it's like anyone that uses that is like anything. It's like there's only one person that's in jail because of that, and people that were with them that also admit that that's what they're into. So it's like to throw it around to other people, like, wait a minute, if you actually want to use that accusation, there's actually people that admitted to doing that are fucking, yeah. But do you get what I'm saying? Like for me, that someone like that, like quit a network, and then like it just happened to be that one of the co-founders' best friends happened to be best friends with ESO, and was also like with him as far as like that, and it's like it's just garbage. It's like, so
ESO's garbage. I 100% agree.
And then his best friend was also garbage. Like, and no one would have known ESO had those tweets until that guy's deleted tweets got exposed, and people are like, oh wow, he's the same as ESO. He's
that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's leave that. But you get what I'm saying? There was
you
actually
ask me not to bring things up, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing. Don't ever talk about that. Let's just leave it alone. And then here we are on stream, and who brought it up? Well, let's move on.
I did that, but you're the one that brought up he's accusing you of.
Yeah, I know, but you got to use your head, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about it.
But there's real people that have done that are in this. It's like, so to throw that out at anybody, it's not none to you, but to throw that out at any other person when there's actually people that did it and they're all on one team.
Right, like, because it's the lowest hanging fruit.
But if you want to go to that fruit, there are people that touch that fruit. There are people that touch that fruit. It's proven. There are people that touch that fruit. One of them's in prison. The other guy's deleted tweets, tweeting at those underage girls is there. And
Ray, this is why you get yourself into trouble.
It's just garbage. Yeah.
We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is drawing attention to it. So move on.
No, it's just weird that like no one else seems to like really. It's also like weird, like everything came to fruition and everything got exposed, and then people are like, well, I didn't see that. It's like it's there.
Well, they don't care. I mean, look.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care, and it's like the things that you care about are not necessarily the things that other people care about, and you should just be glad that it's over, right?
Yeah, but it's just a bummer. Like the only one to quit the network that day, it started happening, and it's like, all right. So that's all I'm saying. It's a bummer, and I don't know. I would like an apology from, I don't know, like TSN or something, to be like, yeah, that's messed up. Obviously, they've seen the history. To act like you haven't seen the history and all the posts.
Well, they've seen it now. True. Why would they owe you an apology?
For the fact that, like, yeah, that was ESO's right-hand guy. That's what they did together.
But why? But
so it's like
you. Why are you owed an apology?
All that stuff happened the day that I quit. So I don't. All right, forget it. Whatever. Just acknowledge that you at least saw it. No one admits that they're like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, come on, dude.
I don't know. I honest to God, right? I from my memory, you quit TSN long before the ESO stuff came out.
All right. We'll talk offline about this, but yeah.
All right, well, just
Nick and Far Wayne knows. I agree. It was, yeah, and it all started that the second I left.
Ray,
I get it. You want to like throw like, but it's all good.
Ray,
right,
I
well,
100% agree.
We'll
let me
on
know. Let me finish.
The Blue Jays
No.
tonight.
You started this.
No,
I
the Blue
agree
Jays
with you
won today.
100% on Franklin. But you've asked me not to bring up the name, so I wasn't bringing up the name, and I was trying to move on because I didn't think you wanted to engage in this conversation. And the more I've tried to move away from it, the more you've gone back to it. And now you're saying TSN owes you an apology. Why would they owe you an apology? I don't understand. That had nothing to do with you.
What do you mean that had nothing to do with me?
You think that they were promoting Franklin's stuff?
No, I think they knew the history of ESO and Franklin and purposely were not doing it, but at the same time letting it like it was just weird. Like everything that's been exposed about that guy was like weird stuff he tried doing. So, all right, let's move on.
Yeah,
to
but those
guys,
guys,
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to move on.
But what you're doing
else.
is you're essentially saying guilt by association. You know, you're like saying to
I'm
me,
not
I'm supposed to know what the guy next door is doing because
I'm not saying they knew everything. I'm not saying they knew everything fucking Issa was doing or whatever, but like it's just weird that all that stuff started and that guy started messaging women on my podcast asking for weird shit at the exact time I quit that network. That was it. That guy was my biggest fan when I was on TSN, and the second I left, that's when that started. I don't know. I'm not saying they're involved, but just the fact that just acknowledge that you saw his deleted tweets and that ESO was all over those deleted tweets as well. That's all I'm saying. Just admit after the fact, you saw all that. You saw that.
But how do you don't know that they saw anything?
How do you not know, dude? If you started the company,
but how do you prove it? You're asking them to prove a negative. How do you prove a negative?
Stop it, dude. If like I started a podcast, Bob Biggerstaff, all right? If Bob Biggerstaff started tweeting weird shit, that would show up on my timeline from time to time. I would see one or two of them. So, all right, forget it. Let's say you didn't see a goddamn thing. Let's say that. You didn't see a goddamn thing, but after the fact, when that dude's deleted tweets got exposed on the throwback machine or whatever, and you saw ESO was all over them, that's a time to be like, oh, wow, that's uncomfortable. And that's it. You don't kind of fucking own anything. No one's making anyone's like liable for it, but you can at least own it and be like, yeah, that's not cool. Be like, we don't condone it. We didn't see it. Whatever. Just acknowledge it in some way to just be like, so like, no, I don't hear anything.
You said TSN owes you an apology, and I don't
forget it. It's not.
Right?
So
let's move on.
But just acknowledge that they saw it after the fact when all that deleted stuff got exposed.
Ray, you want that to be true because you want some justification, but it's not necessarily true.
Those tweets are a real thing, dude. Like it's not like,
but it doesn't mean that they saw him. It doesn't mean that anybody.
Whatever. Well, guess what? They saw him in hindsight. Now that you got the rewind machine, like now you see it to be like.
So what do you want them to do about it? They can't go back and change them.
Whatever. All right. Anyways, let's talk about the Blue Jays, man. The Blue Jays won. Yeah. Yeah. And no, I'm not saying TSN is responsible for anything, but like when everything got exposed, just be like, yo, that's weird. That's uncomfortable to see that stuff after the fact. That's all I was saying. That's it. Does that make sense? They're not on the hook for anything. So yeah, all right. I do take that. They don't owe me an apology, but like after everything got exposed, to just be like, yeah,
they didn't say anything. That's what normal people do. They don't say anything.
I got a picture on my phone. I'll see you guys later. All right, that's it. I'll see you later. Peace.